Sony acquiring FromSoftware and Kadokawa update. Sony planning to create a PlayStation 5 handheld and a new batch of PlayStation 5 accessories coming out. All this in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a PlayStation update, and share the video to help grow our community. Now let's talk about this FromSoftware and Kadokawa situation. FromSoft's parent company, Kadokawa, has reportedly been pushing Sony Group towards a purchase, according to a new report. We first saw speculations last week that Kadokawa set the stage for a Sony acquisition to fend off a hostile takeover from foreign companies, including South Korea's Kakao Corp. A fresh report by Bloomberg partially backs up these claims. Bloomberg reports that both Kadokawa and Sony have been going back and forth for a number of years, with the former wanting Sony to make a full purchase, whereas Sony was only interested in strategic investments in anime and video game IP. Bloomberg also reports that Microsoft, Tencent, and Kakao have all expressed an interest in Kadokawa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that Korean company right, but hey, that's my best effort at it. So here's the thing. Apparently, we're looking at these people wanting to be acquired by Sony specifically, very specifically, likely to keep out foreign investors. But we're also looking at a situation where Microsoft, Tencent, and this other company are all interested. Microsoft, Tencent specifically being a major company that has a lot of money to throw around, as does Microsoft, in purchasing this whole thing, right? FromSoft, Kadokawa, everything. Now, if this report is to be believed, they want Sony specifically. That's who they want. That's who they want to purchase them, which is interesting in itself and not unheard of. It's not unheard of for them to want to be acquired by a specific entity. And this would kind of go hand in hand, given that they own a ton of, anime IP and manga distributions and obviously video games as well. So they would meld really good together, as well as the fact that FromSoftware is in existence with this entire thing as well. Now, obviously, this is a rumor, right? We can't take this as fact for now until further notice. Obviously, if we get another report, that's a whole other story. But Kadokawa made it evident that Sony has put a bid in and that they are interested in buying them. And the only things that make me think that there could be a benefit to this is if they're looking for an increase in what they want as the purchase price. And making it public would obviously ring some alarms and bring attention to them from other companies that might be interested as well. So they might bring other offers on the table. And so this would force Sony to increase their bidding price, which would be in Kadokawa's best interest. It's a lot of speculation. It's hard to say exactly what all this means, right? It's very tough to nail it down, especially because we don't have enough information. All we really know is that Sony has put a bid in. We know that to be fact, that they want to buy Kadokawa Corporation and FromSoftware, which is included with them. But that's it. That's all we really know. There's nothing else out here that we know is factual information. A lot of this is rumor and speculation. And so it's tough to go based off of that. But if this is the case and they are making it public as they did, the only things that I could speculate from that is that they might be looking for more interest, or they might be looking at a higher purchase price and putting pressure on Sony to maybe pay a little more if possible. Regardless, this is going to be an expensive purchase given all the assets and IP and everything involved, but it is in Sony's best interest to purchase them amongst like their entire brand, really, because we're looking at so many avenues where they could make money and leverage this outside of just the games. So it'll be interesting what Sony decides to do, but I don't want to talk too much about speculation because it's really hard to nail down exactly what could be happening here. Let me know what you guys think about this. Next, we're talking about PlayStation's handheld, and it is very interesting that Sony is working on this handheld. It's important to note that Tom Henderson himself came out and said, yeah, he already knew about this. Basically, after the success of the PlayStation Portal, they started looking at a device that would play PS5, PS4 games natively on the hardware, right? Locally on the hardware. So it's something that isn't shocking, at least to some people, and it is something that is very, very, very likely happening. We've heard a lot about this, but according to Bloomberg, SIE is in the early stages of developing this device, which is still years away from a potential release. And quotes, the product is aimed at expanding Sony's reach and contending with Nintendo for the portable gaming market, according to people familiar with its development. The concept could build on the recently launched PlayStation Portal, which is a portable console capable of streaming PS5 games via cloud, but obviously it cannot play the games natively. This device is what would be playing games natively. Any such PlayStation Portable launch could also compete with Nintendo's upcoming Switch successor, and also Microsoft, who is potentially launching a similar Xbox device. So we're seeing a lot of these companies go into this mobile space now. We see Nintendo is dominating the market. They have a vast majority of the handheld market. They have pooled all their assets into the Nintendo Switch. That is where they're going, and that is where they're successful. And Xbox is looking at this, PlayStation very clearly looking at this, and they're seeing potential for a lot of money to be made. And I think it's in PlayStation's best interest to really explore this because, yes, handheld gaming, especially because it's getting up to a certain quality, as we've seen with Steam Deck, ROG Ally, that we're reaching a quality that is comparable to some consoles. Yes, you are going to be getting that console experience on the go. And with that being possible, it makes sense for Sony to want to make their games portable, played portably as well, natively on hardware, right? So, or locally on hardware. And so it seems that PlayStation is making a good move here if this is the case. I do think it's real. I do think this is happening. I do think that they will try to make it happen. There are obviously some very, very clear barriers like battery life, like the portability aspect of a PS5 console on the go, which would definitely sacrifice a lot because the thermals and all this other stuff that goes into account here. And more importantly, the fact that they will have to be able to scale games down to this portable PS5, right? So it's a lot of different things that they have to take into consideration. And so it's not an easy task, but that's what they pay their engineers for, and that's their job, is to make something impossible, or not impossible, but something very difficult become a reality. And so I think that PlayStation is definitely making the right move going into this space because they were in there with the PSP, PS Vita. Very good platforms. The only difference is now they won't have to develop games specifically for this platform. It'll be games that are already played on their home consoles, which is really going to give them an advantage here. So I think it's essential for them to really explore this avenue if they want to make more money and have more people playing on their platform for longer periods of time, which is basically their goal. They track their player counts and how much time they're spending doing certain things very closely. So this is definitely an avenue they want to explore. The only thing I would say that would make me question its existence is if, for example, the PlayStation Portal streaming looked a lot better and it played a lot better outside of latency than on this local hardware. If this local hardware cannot give me an experience on par with the visual quality and stuff you get with the PlayStation Portal, it begs the question, why does this need to exist? But then again, that could just be my opinion on the matter. Let me know what you guys think about this one. But lastly, we're going to talk about these new PlayStation 5 accessories, as Sony is reportedly preparing to launch a number of PS5 accessories in black. These include the DualSense Edge controller, Pulse Elite wireless headphones, and Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds. The highly reliable data miner Billy Bill Kun said they expect the black PS5 accessories to be announced before Christmas. And this is one of those guys who's been accurate, very, very accurate. Every month giving us the PS Plus games, never missed a beat, always right. Has leaked many other things. The PS5 Pro design was leaked by him. Like this is a situation where we're not really asking, is this possible? It's more like, yeah, this is happening type of situation. But also it's almost like expected to a degree, right? To get different colored accessories. The DualSense Edge, I'm surprised it took as long as it did, but hopefully they look good. I mean, I certainly don't know if anybody will go out there and buy a different color, you know, if they've already got an existing color, but it could be for even new customers as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that, and if you guys will be looking out for these new accessories. That is all I have for you guys in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a PlayStation update, and share the video to help grow our community. I thank you all for watching. Take care.